Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos and welcome to part 7 of my Assassination Rogue PvE guide, The Opener. Now Assassination Rogue's openers change with a number of variables. What talents you're running, what Azerite traits you're running, the number of targets you're up against, all these things change your opener. So I've tried to address as many of the common combinations of those effects as I can in this video. You can look in the description below for timestamps to the part for each specific combination. But there are, of course, many more combinations that I was not able to get to in this video. So feel free to ask me in the comments below or sometime on my Twitch stream, and I'll help you figure out your opener with whatever combination you're running. But these are the ones that I most often encounter in my gameplay, so I feel like they are the most useful ones. So let's start off with a pretty basic raid opener. This is going to be on single target with the Toxic Blade talented, Subterfuge talented, and with no Shrouded Suffocation traits. So this is something that is a very common baseline build with no specific traits and some very easy talents to play with. So you're going to start off with Garrote, Mutilate, Rupture, and you can mutilate twice there if your first mutilate doesn't crit at all, and that's how you get your initial bleeds going, right? The next thing you want to do is pop your Vendetta, then you'll mutilate again, then you'll Toxic Blade. Now, if after the mutilate and the Toxic Blade you only have 3 combo points because you got no crits, you're going to have to mutilate again. This sucks. It sucks to do that. But you want to do the combination of mutilate, Toxic Blade, regardless of if your first mutilate doesn't crit, because your Toxic Blade might crit, and then you'll have 4 combo points. And of course, if your first mutilate crits at all, you'll also have 4 combo points, at least after the Toxic Blade, and then you'll be in great shape here. And then you're going to Envenom. So you're going to Envenom here, you're going to go Mutilate, Toxic Blade, Mutilate again if you don't have 4 combo points yet, and then Envenom. Then the next thing you do for a little while is you just do Mutilates and Envenoms. You mutilate again if you don't have 4 combo points, and then you Envenom, and you just keep doing that for a while. And when is a while done? A while is done when your Garrote gets to 5.4 seconds or less left on it, and at that point, what you're going to want to do is vanish and apply a new Garrote. And you can wait a little bit in this. Sometime between the 5.4 and the 0 is when you're going to want to do this, and you can wait in that time until sometime when you're at 4 combo points, and you can get a good Garrote there to get you to 5 combo points, or at least when you're not at 5 combo points, because you don't want to waste that 1 combo point that Garrote gives you. And then from there, just do your rotation as normal. This next opener is very similar to the previous one. It's another one that you'll often find yourself doing in raids, particularly if you've got double dose traits. It's the same as before, except with Master Assassin instead of Subterfuge. So, how do we start? Same as before, Garrote, Mutilate, Rupture, get our bleeds going, and get a Rupture with at least a few combo points active on the target. And then we're going to Vendetta. We're going to Vendetta, we're going to Toxic Blade first. Then we're going to Mutilate, and we'll Mutilate again if we need to, again if we get really unlucky. But because of the way that this talent profile works, you actually want to do the Toxic Blade before the first Mutilate here, out of the Vendetta, rather than the other way around. So that's something that changes between Subterfuge and Master Assassin being talented. And then once again, once you're up to those 5 combo points or 4 combo points, you're going to go Vanish and Venom, and then you just Mutilate and Envenom, and continue your rotation as normal from there on, just doing Mutilates and Envenoms. There's really nothing tricky to it. This is one of the most simple openers that you have. The only tricky part is this first Vendetta, is getting used to the muscle memory of going like Vendetta, Toxic Blade, Mutilate, which feels a little weird sometimes, particularly for people who are used to Legion Rogue. So once you get that handled, though, it's pretty much just put your bleeds up and then do your rotation. All right, let's talk about what happens if we throw a Shrouded Suffocation trait into the mix. So once you're playing Shrouded Suffocation, you have to be playing Subterfuge, right? You can't be playing Master Assassin anymore. So we're now going to be playing the same talent setup as that first opener that I was talking about, and we have a Shrouded Suffocation trait instead. So the opener, the first thing you'll notice, this looks really weird, and this is something you'll see every time you have Shrouded Suffocation, is your first 3 globals are basically going to be these. You're going to Garrote, then you're going to do a 3 combo point Rupture, and then you're going to Garrote again. And now you're going to have 3 combo points. You're going to have a full duration, 24 seconds worth of Garrote that's empowered by Shrouded Suffocation, ticking on the target. And you also have a Rupture ticking on the target. Now the Rupture is pretty short, but it's still ticking. So that's good. That's why we do this. So now we're at 3 combo points coming out of this first 3 globals. We're going to want to use our Vendetta and our Toxic Blade now. And that's going to put us to at least 4 combo points, guaranteed. Maybe 5 if we get lucky and crit. Then you're going to Envenom, and then you're just going to do your rotation as normal, Mutilates and Ruptures, Mutilates and Envenoms, and refresh your Rupture as soon as it becomes necessary. Then, at some point later, once your Garrotes have fully fallen off, so you're not looking for the 5.4 second window now you're looking for that last tick of Garrote to finish, then you are going to Vanish and get 2 Garrotes in your next 3 globals. Now, the way that I put it down here is the way that I like to do it, and is most optimal. That Envenom can be a Rupture as well, or if you're low on combo points at the start of this sequence, if you're low on energy during this sequence, you can just do Vanish Garrote, Garrote. That's a fine thing to do as well. The main thing you need to do is the only thing that you will really feel in your DPS if you fail to do is you need to wait for that last tick of the first Garrotes to fall off, and then you need to immediately Vanish and Garrote, and then you need to get another Garrote in those next couple globals while you're still in the Subterfuge Shrouded Suffocation window. And that's how you're going to get full damage here. You really want to make sure you do this as soon as possible after that first Garrote falls off, but not earlier, because you really don't want to clip any of those ticks. You want to get as many of those ticks as possible. All right, so what happens if we change that previous build now and we're playing Exsanguinate with the Shrouded Suffocation instead? And this is something that you may also find pretty often in both raids and in Mythic Plus on boss encounters. This is a pretty common build for that. So how are we going to start? Same as always with Shrouded Suffocation, Garrote, Rupture, Garrote. Now, here's where things get fun with Shrouded Suffocation. You're going to go Vendetta, Mutilate, and the Mutilate is guaranteed to bring you to 5 combo points, right? Because you had 3 from the Garrote before. So now you've got 5 combo points. You can Rupture for 5 combo points, and that's going to update your previous Rupture so that now you have you have a full duration Rupture that's fully refreshed beyond its normal 5 combo point duration. And you have 2 Garrotes, which are also both close to their full potential duration, longer than the duration you got from just clicking Garrote once. Now you can click Exsanguinate, and you're going to get those huge Garrotes, the Garrotes that have been extended to as long as possible, and the Rupture that has been extended to as long as possible. You're going to get all that value into one Exsanguinate here on the opener, and that Exsanguinate is going to be fully affected by your Vendetta, which is just a great place to be. And this is how you do so much opener damage as Assassination Rogue, is this sequence right here. Now, the next order of business is Mutilates and Envenoms, as you may be becoming used to. And here, the 3 dots again, what you're waiting for is you're waiting for your Garrote to fall off, which is going to happen sooner than you might expect, of course, because Exsanguinate has shortened the duration. So it will fall off pretty quickly. And as soon as it does, you're going to want to go Vanish, Garrote, and then either, as we were talking about in the previous opener, you just need to make sure you get 2 Garrotes here. And ideally, you want to get a finisher in between them, but if you can't do that, if you wait instead, or if you just go Vanish, Garrote, Garrote, that's fine too. The main thing is to make sure that you get those 2 Garrotes. Now let's do a 2-target opener. So this is something that you might encounter in places like Freehold, with the Council of Captains fight, in places like Shrine of the Storm, with the Tide Sage Council, or in potentially raid encounters as well. We didn't really have any that exactly conformed to this in Uldir, but who knows what will come in future tiers. So you're going to want to start off with Garrotes, 3 Garrotes, 2 on target A, which is your priority target, and 1 on target B. And you want to go ABA rather than AAB or BAA, because you want to, if you do the 2 A's next to each other, right, if you don't do the B Garrote in the middle of those 2, you're going to lose a second's worth of value because you're going to be refreshing your A earlier than you have to. And then you're going to want to do a Rupture on target B. Now, this is my favorite piece of technology that I've come up with for this opener. It's not actually, I haven't done the full Simcraft testing, so I'm not 100% sure that this is the best way to do it, but this is what has given me the most success. So anyways, we've got our Rupture now up on B. We've got a full duration Rupture on B. We've got 2 Garrotes worth of Shrouded Suffocation on A, and 1 Garrote's worth of Shrouded Suffocation on B. Now we're going to Vendetta target A, we're going to Mutilate target A, and then we're going to do a 2 or 3 or 4 combo point Rupture on A, right? We don't care. We just want to get Rupture on there. And then we're going to do some more Mutilates on A, and we're going to update that Rupture with a 5 combo point Rupture. So now we have a full duration, 31 second or whatever Rupture on target A. We still have 2 Garrotes worth. They've been ticking for a while now, and that's the price you pay with this opener, is that you have those Garrotes ticking for a while before you Exsanguinate them. But not to worry, I think it ends up being worth it. And then you're going to want to Exsanguinate target A, is what happens here. And that's going to let you Exsanguinate a full duration Rupture and still get quite a lot of value from Exsanguinating Shrouded Suffocation Garrotes. And then you're just going to want to continue your rotation normally from there. And at some point, your Garrote is going to fall off of A. And luckily, by the time it falls off of A, it will probably be at 5.4 seconds or less on B. So you'll be able to go Vanish, Garrote A, Garrote B, Garrote A again. And that's the way that I've found to do the most possible damage on 2 targets with this setup. All right, and let's close out here by talking about a trash pack in Mythic Plus, which is something that I notice a lot of people do things differently than how I do in these trash packs. So I want to talk about this, even if you're not going to use your cooldowns, even if you're not using Vanish and Vendetta. Let's just talk about how you start fighting a pack of enemies in Mythic Plus. This is the setup we have, so 3 or more targets, Exsanguinate, Subterfuge, 1 or more Shrouded Suffocation traits, 1 or more Echoing Blades traits, or if you're fighting 4 or more targets, this is applicable even without. If you don't have Echoing Blades and you're fighting 3 targets only, you'll want to be using Mutilates to build instead of Fan of Knives, except to spread poisons, as discussed earlier in my AoE rotation video, which you might want to go check out if that's news to you. And then we're also playing Crimson Tempest. If you're not playing Crimson Tempest here, just spread Ruptures around in the spots where I'm casting Crimson Tempest. So let's talk about what this looks like. Want to start off with Garrotes on A, B, and C, so your 3 most priority targets. And then you're going to want a Crimson Tempest and apply the Crimson Tempest bleed to everything and start getting that ticking. Now, normally it's a higher priority as discussed in my AoE rotation video, to keep your energy regeneration as your first priority. But the way that I like to think about this is that it is this. You want your energy regeneration to be such that you are energy neutral, right? You don't want to be losing energy every second on multiple targets, because you don't have to be, right? You can be energy neutral or energy positive, but you start every pull with 170 energy. And so it's okay to use this Crimson Tempest here before setting up Ruptures, because you come into the pull with this battery of energy, and you can drain some of that battery to get the extra damage that Crimson Tempest represents, rather than focus on being efficient with your energy. You want to actually spend that energy and get it spent, and then start being energy neutral or energy positive once you're down at a lower total amount of energy. So anyways, that's the theory behind opening with Garrote Crimson Tempest. This is something that I do pretty much every 3 or more target pull. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is just Fan of Knives and Rupture the priority target. Even if it's a low combo point Rupture, it's usually worth, for these first few Ruptures, to just get them out there, even if they're 2 or 3 combo points. Not 1 combo point. If you get really unlucky with your Fan of Knives, do another one, but and maybe at 2 as well, but definitely at 3 combo points, just put the Rupture out and start doing more Fan of Knives. More fans, more Ruptures. This is going to start your energy income, really starts getting it nice up there. And then you're just going to want to keep refreshing your Crimson Tempest, keep putting out Ruptures with your other finishers, keep doing your Fan of Knives for every builder. And then at some point later, if you decide that you're going to use cooldowns on this pull, if there's a priority target that you want to Vendetta, you can Vanish, put out 3 new Ruptures, Vendetta your priority target before the Vanish even, and then Exsanguinate that priority target as well, which ideally has also received a full duration Rupture right before you Vendetta and Vanish. Thanks for watching this video. It was actually it's very hard to make, so if I've been confusing in any way, please ask any questions you have in the comments below, or sometime when I'm streaming, and I'll be happy to answer them and help clear anything up that I've made confusing for you here. But I've tried my best to really condense as much information as I can into a nice short video, and I've covered as many of the kind of general cases that I run into as an Assassination Rogue, so hope it helped. If it did, please like and subscribe, maybe watch some of the other videos on my channel. I'd appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.